So this is our our plan for the hardware. So when I first started with the project, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with the hardware because we already know at that point that we won't be creating a hardware solution since we are developing a software solution which is Afflux to update the software of ABB's QC machine. We can't really recreate the QC machine for ABB because it won't be possible with the resources that we have. So I need to determine an objective. So I realized we can't really show our software solution without hardware, and we can't borrow ABB's hardware because they said it's really expensive and they can't really risk it going out of their office, and also they are currently using it to do their ABB stuff. So we need to create our own hardware. So I determined why are we doing this. I need to make it clear why we are creating our own hardware. So first is to create an environment for our software solution to work on, and then secondly is to show that our software solution really works. It needs to show a really obvious signal that it change behavior and things like that. So then I determine the must-have features. The must-have features will be obvious for it to have a hardware that shows a obvious change in behavior when it's updated. So one way we decided to do that is using a color sensor, because when I think of the must-have features, I need to represent it somewhat to the real QC machine. So the real QC machine is basically just a really complex sensor that is scanning the surface of the paper. So to represent that, we can use a simple color sensor that you know that to show the change in behavior, it will give a signal that it is detecting a wrong color or an unexpected color. So the way I decided to show that is to use a traffic light system and a buzzer. So when the sensor detects an unexpected color, it will give out a buzzer signal, and also the LED will turn red. And the traffic light will also act as a state, uh, the thing showing the state of the machine. So yellow will be when the machine is updating, the green will be when the machine is acting as normal. So here I determined the required hardware, the TCS 3200 being our RGB sensor. So should have feature will be the conveyor belt. I have another section for the conveyor belt, but this conveyor belt will allow will show the user how the QC machine actually work in real life. So the QC machine will be scanning different points of the of the paper, and the conveyor belt will allow that to happen. So then I decided, I think of how we are gonna manage the cables, and I come with an idea to create a casing for our Raspberry Pi and the other cables, because we can't really use breadboard as in our expo, because the breadboard is done for prototyping reason. So to hide the cable, I decided to create a 3D model here as our initial plan of how the casing will look like that hides the cable. So we have 6 holes for LED, 2 holes for buzzer here, and 8 holes for the RGB sensor. We also have an opening here for the Ethernet and power cable, just for the connection to the gateway. So that's all for the planning.